Bruh, this is just wrong. This is the opposite of what we need to see in football. It's just been announced that Crystal Palace just got demoted to the Conference League for next season. And taking their place in the Europa League will be Nottingham Forest. This comes because of a rule that UEFA has where apparently you're not allowed to have, as an owner, you're not allowed to have two clubs in the same European competition. And because Eagle Football Group owns all these teams, Lyon and Crystal Palace being the two in Europe, and they're both in the Europa League, one of them had to go. And honestly, there's so many layers, it's kind of confusing, but this was put on hold for a little bit because Lyon had that debt that they had to pay off to UEFA. If they didn't pay it off, they were going to get relegated and kicked out of the Europa League, so Crystal Palace would have been safe. But apparently, somehow, Lyon paid off all their debt. And I got this conspiracy from another creator on this app, Ollie. I think he was joking about it. He's a Crystal Palace fan. But I kind of believe it, This guy is not like some saint. He's kind of, the Nottingham Forest owner he's kind of evil. You saw how upset he was that Nottingham Forest bottled Champions League, even Europa League, and they fell all the way to Conference League. So what does he do? He buys two players from Botafogo. They're great players. Igor Jesus, he's killing it at the club. He was killing it at the Club World Cup. And guess who owns Botafogo? The same people who own Crystal Palace and Lyon. So those people could pocket that money and pay off Lyon's debt. Hey, it's just a conspiracy. But the most confusing part is that John Textor doesn't even own Crystal Palace anymore. He was late to the deadline to sell his shares in Crystal Palace, but he didn't share it on time. So Crystal Palace still have to face these pretty much allegations. And I think this is BS because you see a lot of teams who sell their shares or work their way around the rules so they're technically following them, but you can see they have influence in other teams. Citigroup with Girona. Like, you're telling me there's no direct link there? They both played in the Champions League, and apparently their owners don't have influence in what the other club does. And come on, you're telling me a lot of Salzburg players don't go directly to Leipzig? Like, there are links between these clubs. And it just feels like it's unfair to the Crystal Palace team. I think they're the better team anyways. They deserve to be in the Europa League. I want to see what they can do. I think people want to watch those players on that team with that manager who got the best out of those players. And they were playing good football. I don't know. I think Crystal Palace is going to appeal this. Hopefully it gets accepted and they still get to play Europa League football. But we'll see.